Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is a new season. Here we are at Sepang. That's not Sepang in the background of your screen. That's Kill Army. Let's actually put the right GVs on for you now. There we go. We get a better view of the circuit that we're actually at. Sepang here in Malaysia. What a way to start the season. Welcome back, as I said, start of a new season, season 5 of the Track Titan Community Race Series, and we kick off with GP2 from the 2017 season here in Malaysia. Joining me, it's once again from the man from season 1 to 4 to 5 now, it's Spitzlam. How are you?
Great. Welcome to season 5, guys.
Welcome
we have
back.
some great races up in the calendar, some very good chances for great racing, so let's hope we get a bunch of great racing this season. Yeah, let's see what we get.
Let's see what we get. Well, hopefully we'll kick off with something very exciting today here at Sepang. Should throw up something interesting. Usually does in real life, and hopefully it does on track for us today as well. As I said, GP2. Here's the map of Sepang. You can see 5.5 kilometers of circuit, 15 corners. Iconic retro F1 circuit. It's awful to have to call it a retro F1 circuit. I remember watching it back when I was younger, but that's the passage of time. Let's take a look at the circuit here. We've got a bit of a top-down view. Let's some of the drivers are out on track, so we'll try and clock onto some of them. Here we go. Hugh Jass currently out qualifying. Qualifying has just started. 8 minutes, just under 9 minutes ago. And I'm not sure which way to call this one. I mean, it's a new season. Drivers have had 3 weeks away to practice their craft, see what they can improve on. You know, going on from last season. So, any early bets for a pole here, Spitzlam?
I don't think I have. Seems like from practice that Ryan is still strong on his game. Same for Gulicek. We may have some new challengers going up this season, but yeah, we will see. Definitely.
Exactly. The last season was all about Ryan, really. He took the win of the championship with about 3 rounds to spare, which left him with plenty of time. Plenty of time to just kind of play around, really. So hopefully this season he gets a bit more of a challenge. We saw a late challenge from Nathan Alder last season, and obviously he joined far too far late in the season to mount a real challenge for the championship. But this time he's here from round 1, and Ryan does have a points penalty coming into this one, so it'll be very, very interesting to see that battle up at the top of the pack. And then, as you say, some other new faces, some other potential challengers from lower down the grid last season. Returning drivers, people like Little Skill, who had a great resurgence in Season 4 at the end of the season. We've got drivers like Isaac Gard back. He's in the pit lane. He's joining us once again. He's not been around for a little while, has he? And who else am I looking for here? Ah, yes, Lucas Gulicek, another strong driver from last season. Notably, we've got no Finns today. No Henry, no Max. Hopefully they return soon, because I miss them. I miss them already.
We have Nicholas joining us back while we have the Formula cars.
We do indeed. Yeah, Nicholas Barrion. We haven't seen him for a long time, have we? Well, I say a long time. It's been, I think, last season last saw him. Early last season. Anyway, the French driver does return and brings the red, white and blue vertical stripes to the grid, getting tailed by the horizontal stripes of Little Liam Skittliam, first name, last name, rolls off the tongue, in brackets, Lil Skill. I'm sure his name will make many changes throughout the season just to keep him wound up. How's Emma getting on? Let's leave it out. Let's leave it out, fellas. Oh dear me. Anyway, as we are qualifying underway, as I say, we've got 6 minutes remaining in qualifying. Currently, Nathan Alder on provisional pole position, 1:41.727, with his last lap as well. Really fast lap that time round. One of only 3 drivers to actually have a qualifying time so far, though, so we'll see these lap times tumble surely. Ryan Skywalker didn't manage to get much practice in, but he's the open wheeler specialist, so expect him to be up at the front of the grid. And then Juice Veyers is being cheered on by his mum apparently in the stream, so hello to Mama Juiced. We love you, and hopefully the support brings him to brings him to a pole position or a win today. Right, well, 5 minutes remaining. We've been looking at... Jesus Christ, what are these drivers doing? This is only qualifying, fellas. Houston, Nicholas going at it down the start-finish straight. Anyone would think it's a race session, but no, qualifying live drivers just looking to get the fastest lap times in. But, of course, also psyching each other out, seeing what the... Goodness me, fellas. Nicholas Barrion and Deuce Veyers crashing in qualifying. Deuce back into the pits. Nicholas... carrying on there. I'm not sure how that one's going to be adjudged. Fortunately, both drivers will be able to make more laps around, but yeah, not sure what to make of that one. Let's cut to someone that's a little bit closer towards the front. Nathan Alder here. As I said, he's provisionally on pole position. Isaac Johansson put in a lap time of 1:42.854. That puts him in second place. Very provisionally, I must stress, very provisionally. He has a lap time of 1:42.854, but we should expect lap times to slot in between himself and Nathan Alder if he doesn't improve that lap time. We've seen lap times as low as the mid 41s, alright, Spitzlam?
We'll see.
We will see. What was the lap times looking like in the practice session? I think you will have caught a glimpse of that earlier on. If I have a look back now, actually, I think we can find them. Oh, yeah, to be fair, driver's not quite getting down into the 141s in the practice, so we'll see how it goes. DRS is enabled for the drivers. You can see there, Isaac Johansson with the back wing wide open going down the straight, so that's going to give them an extra few kilometres an hour as they head down the straights here. And he's used that to good. He's put that to good use with a 1:42.769, so improves on his last lap time. Is enough to keep him in second position for now, but some of those drivers that we'd expect to see a little bit further up the field, not yet putting in valid lap times. Andrew Glegg, Little Skill, Nicholas Barrier, Isaac Gard, Ryan Skywalker, Deuce Veyers, all yet to put in lap times. Hopefully those guys can get something on track surely soon. Lucas Gulacek here. The Czech driver on track, Ryan Skywalker, there we go, as I say it, puts in a lap time. A 1:41.878 really takes a challenge to Nathan. Nathan was over a second clear provisionally before, but now Ryan Skywalker puts in a lap time, puts him in second position at the minute. He's on the soft tyre at the minute. A very interesting choice from Ryan Skywalker there. Mostly the drivers on super softs, but Ryan apparently sticking with the softs for now, and he gets a lap time only 2/10 down from Nathan Alder, so we'll see if he can transfer that into a good race finish, or if he can improve on lap time indeed, because he's got 2.5 minutes left to do that. Nathan Alder back into the pits. He's going to potentially have lap time for one more lap if he gets out sometime soon, or he might be content with that 1:41.616, because looking back at it, I think that 1:41.616 is faster than he got even through the hot lap challenge that's been running all week, isn't it?
Yes, seems like it.
Yeah, it seems like he got a 1:41.9 in the hot lap challenge, so wow, clearly unlocking an extra few tenths of pace in this race session, in this qualifying session here, and that is, I doubted it originally, I think, but that is going to be a serious challenge to beat. In fact, he's gone even faster, I think, with 1:41.616 with his last lap there, so very interesting. He hasn't come out of the pits though, so Nathan Alder, I guess, is happy with that lap time. He's set down the marker and he's said, well, come challenge me, ladies and gentlemen. Come beat me, I dare you. Isaac Johansson still currently... Oh, there we go. Ryan Skywalker didn't even clock that. Was on a blistering lap. Puts in a lap time of a 1:41.593. That gets him up into the provisional pole position. 1 minute left in this qualifying session. He could potentially improve even once more, but his ping is quite high at the minute. We'll see how that transfers into the race. But at the minute, he is on pole position. Isaac Johansson still in that third position slot after getting nudged down one position by Ryan Skywalker. That 1:42.769. Doing him well enough to keep him on the second row, and then it's Lucas Gulacek in fourth at the minute. Nicholas Barrion in fifth position. Let's see if we can get a leaderboard up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Here, there we go. On the side of your screen, be able to see it now. Yeah, Nicholas Barrion currently in fifth position, and then Grobble Dongs. G Dongs. Someday we'll outlaw these kind of names, but for now they give us a bit of entertainment. Lukas Gulicek improves his lap time. He goes on to third position right now, leading the second row. Crosses the line with 10 seconds left, so he's got time for one more lap if he wants to give it another go. But well, he's squeezed about all he can out of that lap, I think, at the minute, and we'll see how he goes for the rest of his lap, see if he can improve in his lap time. The checkered flag finally falls, and the last few drivers are coming across the line to finish their lap times. Isaac Gard slots in on 13th position. Not the best finish for him there. German Eunice crosses the line, doesn't put in a valid lap time. Keith Holt crosses the line there. He is in 14th position for now. Rav in 15th. Little Lilium, Skittle Lilium rolls off the tongue. Currently in 16th position. He didn't get a valid lap time in at all. Very interesting, although we'll see. Actually, yeah, he crossed the line with the checkered flag for having fallen, so he's not going to improve in his lap time. So there's only 4 more drivers that can improve their lap, that can challenge those in the top 4. All the top 4 drivers currently in the pits. Victor Lundgren in 5th position, still mounting his challenge to get himself at least onto the second row of the grid from 5th position. Here comes Jus Veyers down the start-finish straight. He's currently in 10th position. Crosses the line, doesn't improve in his lap time. He's going to stick in 10th position for now. Who's next to come across the line? It's going to be Roger Sale, another fast driver that we know doesn't necessarily excel in these open wheeler cars. Can he convert that today? Improves his lap time, but only enough to get into 11th position. And then we look back to the last 2 drivers to cross the line now. Victor Lundgren, the mad Swede, in the blue and yellow car here, crosses the line, doesn't improve his lap time. He's going to have to stick into 5th position. And then Grobble Dongs. I'm just going to call 7th position for the driver there that I'm going to have to call the driver because I'm far too childish to allow that. And that does conclude qualifying into the race session. Nathan Alder was stuck in the pit there. That explains why he didn't come out to improve his lap. But he seems to be alright now. I think he's on the grid. Spitzlam, we've got an exciting race at hand here, haven't we?
We definitely do. These cars actually haven't never seen the track. People just never raced on Sepang. These beautiful V8 sounding cars. We also got the 2 raced cars, the 2 white cars. Actually, you don't have them on stream. I do. I have white cars because these little 2 princesses, Ryan Skywalker and Nathan, didn't send the skins to us. So you have them on stream. I have nothing.
Well, fortunately for the viewers at home, we've got some nice things. So for the sake of Spitzlam here, Nathan is in a wonderful green livery here that he made for himself, number 83, Nathan Alder.
Jaguar.
And then it's kind of a Jaguar. It's more of a Nathan Alder livery. And then we've got Ryan Skywalker, who currently is on pole position. Of course, he's in a Mercedes AMG Patronus livery.
Of course. What
number
else?
1, of course. He's taken the number 1, of course, as he won the championship last round. He's right.
But this is the one that I don't like. So yeah, I'm fine with not having the skins now. This
Contented.
wide track, this widest 22 meters, and this actually not shortest. Thinnest.
Yeah.
16 meters.
Very, very wide track. It's like racing in a car park. That should mean we should get less chaos into turn 1. And, well, new season, same old. Spitzlam, first corner. Who's going to be in the lead? It's a long run to that first corner, isn't it?
Huge. You can have. It's a long route. This is anyone's battle at this point. It can be Isaac. It can be even Nicholas somehow.
Whoa! Outside shot.
This is a really outside shot, and I will go Victor Lundgren.
Victor Lundgren from 4th position. You can see him there just towards the left of his screens. We'll see if he can make his way forward and take the lead out of the first corner. We will see how that unfolds in about 10 seconds time as the lights go out now, and away we go. Nathan Alder does get that lightning start. Ryan Skywalker bogging off the line there. He moves over to cover Lukas Gulicek, and they're going down the start-finish straight now. Ryan Skywalker still leading, but pushes Lukas Gulicek very, very up to the inside. Lukas Gulicek tags Ryan Skywalker up the inside. Nathan Alder hanging around the outside there. Isaac Johansson filtering through in 4th position, but just about holding on. The top 4 all get through fairly cleanly. Lukas Gulicek back down into 3rd position after he almost got Nathan Older into the first corner. Ryan Skywalker does lead out of the first complex, though. Up the hill once again towards the top end of the circuit here. Nathan Older defending from Lukas Gulicek in the right-hander there, but that has allowed Isaac Johansson to come and challenge him for 4th position now. He goes up the inside of the long left-hander here, banked in, cambered in, made it look easy there. The Swedish driver takes 3rd position away from Lukas Gulicek. The battle at the front still staying hot, whilst John Ford challenges Lukas Gulicek for 5th position, and Grobeldongs filters in 6th. I think we lost one driver from the top 6 there, Spitslap. Oh, there's a driver around! Who's that?
Keith.
Alexander Gray! Oh, Alexander Gray was round on the exit of turn 7, I think it was there.
Oh.
A real shame for the Swedish driver. He's now down in 14th position. And, well, just fighting his way back through the pack now. But up at the front of the pack, the battle still remains. Ryan Skywalker, Nathan Older still duking out as they come on towards the back straight now. You've got this long run up to the hairpin underneath the iconic grandstand. Who's that round there? Oh, Isaac Johansson! Isaac Johansson, he fought his way. He kept hold of that 4th position for so long. Took 3rd from Lukas Gulicek, and then is now down in 11th position after a spin on that last corner there. And another driver going very wide there as well. I think that was no, not Rav. Someone else going very wide there.
To go into the pits. And that's Isaac trying to casually drift into the pits. I guess why not?
Very
You might not
interesting.
see many of DRS because people don't have the DRS button bind. That's a skill issue. Don't mind me. John Ford spinning the first naily turn off the Malaysian track. A really easy place to spin. With this, you need to have so much flow control for these 2 turns. Isaac is just doing donuts.
Isaac certainly is.
Tired.
I think he might have done. Still, the drivers are battling out. The Victor Lundgren and Grobeldongs going side by side now down the hill into the long cambered in left-hander here at Malaysia. Grobeldongs takes that 3rd position away from Victor Lundgren with a picture-perfect move through on the driver with ease, and now he's got to defend into this deep braking corner. And I do apologise. I'm going to try and name them, but I'll be honest with you, they are Malaysian names, and you know how much I like to butcher non-English names, but we'll go with it. But now coming down into the deep braking corner. I'm not even going to try and pronounce some of these corners. I'm going to have to call them left-handers and right-handers. You'll have to excuse it. Victor Lundgren close behind Grobeldong still, though. Hasn't let him run away with it quite yet, and then Nicholas Barriant just filters in. The late entrant there. Just making his way through the pack. Who else is close on track? Looks like Hugh Jass might have had a little bit of a spin of his own accord. And then Lil Skittle and Alexander Gray are battling. 2 drivers for the same team here in the same livery car. Alexander Gray through on Little Skittle without too much of a fuss there. And now he has to defend down the straight, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Opening the DRS wide and getting away from the slipstream. Not allowing Little Skittle to duck underneath him and gain any speed there. Oh, Isaac Johansson, what's happened to him?
He is there the whole time. I think he actually loses tires. He cannot get out of there.
Isaac Johansson there on the side of the circuit. Poor driver. Yeah, you'll have to...
Just him through the circuit. Here on panel.
Isaac Johansson stuck there at the entrance to the pits with a problem. That's a real shame for the Swedish driver there. His wheel flicked back hard, I think. Yeah. He's oh, that's Isaac Gard. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen on the stream. We're just trying to figure out what happened to poor Isaac Johansson there. Hugh Jass down in position. He's battling with Lukas Gulicek, and I just cut to it as they are duking it out, going nose to tail, and Hugh Jass even tipped Lukas Gulicek almost for a spin there, but slowed down to allow him to get away cleanly, and they are going to continue in 13th and 14th position, battling away in the low teens. That's about one of the closest drivers on track. Victor Lundgren is not too far behind Grobeldongs still. That battle remains after Grobeldongs took the position away from him just about a lap ago. He's not allowing to run away with it, like I said, but not mounting a significant challenge just yet, is he?
Definitely, and I think what will be a challenge will be for Nathan to overtake Ryan Skywalker due to the DRS. Then them being really close, there might be a little of DRS trend between those two.
Exactly true, because as the DRS is...
Ryan. makes a little mistake at the end. Wobbly, 142.067 by Nathan, the fastest lap.
He has a little bit of a look up the inside into the first corner there, but thinks better of it. He's just psyching Ryan out right now, seeing where he can gain a little bit of time on him as Ryan lights up the tyres on the exit of the first complex of corners there, and they go up the hill once again to the top of the circuit here. Langkawi Curve. I'll try and pronounce that right. We'll see, as they are still locked at the horns, these two drivers at the peak of their game, first and second right now, and they're already 8.5 seconds clear of the rest of the grid. These two just in a league of their own, aren't they?
They definitely are.
Elsewhere on the circuit, what is going on for the drivers? Victor Lundgren and Grobbledong still locked at the horns, still separated by only about a tenth of a second. Keith Holt looks like he's going for a little bit of a half spin there, recovers well, continues in 10th position. He's going to be taking home a decent-ish haul of points here if he can stay in that 10th position. Much better than finishing anywhere below. That has to be said, of course, it's obvious, but mind you, every driver in the top, I think 20 gets points. I should know this as I run the series. Nicholas Barriant and John Ford are battling out for 5th position, and I have to say this is a very tame race. We're used to chaos, aren't we?
You say tame. Where is Ryan? Ryan crashed!
Oh my goodness me, Ryan Skywalker in the wall. He's rejoining at the final corner there. I am not sure what has happened between himself and Nathan Alder, but Nathan Alder now is in the lead. Oh, Ryan Skywalker goes around again. He's gone around in the final corner, retires to the pits and rejoins the circuit. But that's a real shame for Ryan Skywalker there. I think he must have just got on the curb there and span himself round, right?
Seems like there was a little bit of contact.
Oh, and there's even more contact. He locks up his brakes into the first corner and takes out John Ford coming round the first corner. Now the battle remains between John Ford and Nicholas Barriant. John Ford just about coming out on top after he got taken for a spin there by Ryan Skywalker, but that was not a good look for Ryan Skywalker there into the first corner. Disaster for the South African driver who's looking to defend his title here. Oh, and it's happened again for John Ford. He's either new Hugh Jass. Nicholas Barriant locks up his brakes coming into the Langkawi Curve there and collides with John Ford, sends him round for a spin. Alexander Gray inherits the position. Little Skittle now battling with John Ford, and we've got a decent 3-car battle here for 7th position. John Ford at the inside of the pair of them. What a move that is to retribute himself there, but Juiced pushing him right to the raggedy edge there, takes him to the curb, gives him a little bit of a love tap. John Ford, unfazed by it, drops back a little bit. Little Skittle now challenging him for 7th position. Got to break deep now up the hill. Long, difficult uphill corner there coming out of the left-hander, powering through the long right-hander here. John Ford just holding on to that 7th position for now. But this three-way battle we're going to have to keep an eye on. Meanwhile, Nathan Alder is smash and grab. He's ran away with it.
Nathan just fell to the middle 11 seconds in front of anyone. That's good. Dominating to a position. God damn. Little Skill having a little having a little spin coming out of one of the really heartbreaking corners.
Yeah, that was a spin of his own accord, really. I think there, from what I saw, he just went round. That's dropped him behind Keith Holt now. Keith Holt just picking up positions by being a clean driver here. Keith just going to prove you don't necessarily need to be the fastest driver in the world. Just be the clean one. I think Isaac Johansson finally is recovering himself to the pits. Ryan Skywalker actually now in 16th position. That's because he's now a lap down. When you go to the pits, you go back to the pits at the start of the lap you're currently on. So even though Ryan took a spin, he went straight to the pits, I think, to try and save himself some time recovering. He's ended up losing himself a lap. So he's now down in 16th position, and this is a disaster race for Ryan.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like one of the best, but maybe he can pull it back up.
If there's one driver that can pull it back up, it's Ryan Skywalker. He inherits one more position, gets himself back into 15th. It's a negligible difference at this point. This is going to mean that he should start towards the front for the second race, which might put him in good stead for a win. We'll see how it all unfolds in about 5 minutes' time. Andrew Glegg in a battle now with Hugh Jass and Isaac Gard. They are kind of 3 in a line, separated by around a second here. Looks like there's been a change of position a little bit further up because German Eunice has gone for a spin. Oh, and he's taken John Ford with him again. John can't get a break. Poor John Ford is getting absolutely torn apart here on circuit. A lot of these things don't seem to be his fault, but he is cursed this evening. German Eunice with a damaged rear wing.
Gulicek is flying, and that's his Wi-Fi going out, and that's his Wi-Fi going back. Also, all of the DRS wide open. Don't know if that's what we love to see. Oh, it's Isaac God in the wall, spinning of his own accord again.
He returns to the
I
pits
think
actually.
He will have a problem with the throttle a little bit. Seems like it.
Well, shame for Isaac Gard. Meanwhile, on track, Lucas Gulicek down the inside of Keith Holt in the start-finish straight. He made that one look easy. That's exactly how you make the move stick. Both drivers with the DRS wide open, but Lucas Gulicek put the slipstream to use, pulled out to the outside, and made the move on Keith Holt before the corner had even begun. Now he's in 9th position and hunting down Little Skittlillium just up ahead of him. And then John Ford also not too far out the road will jump on board Lucas Gulicek. Now Little Skittle. You see John Ford, after all of his problems that he's gone through, still in 7th position and just keeping these 3 drivers at bay for now, isn't he?
He definitely is. Ryan finally unlapping himself, and now he's on the run. The salvage some points with 3 minutes to go.
3 minutes to go in this race. Ryan Skalka down in 14th position after an incident. Not sure too much what happened. We didn't catch it on cameras. But then, of course, he returned to the pits and put himself a lap down. Little Skittle still battling with John Ford. What's happened to Keith? Gone for a spin.
Just drifted. He saved a spin.
Tokyo
so
Drift.
He did spin.
Well, he's going to pick up more points if he carries on like that. Still in 10th position for now. The battle between Andrew Glegg, Hugh Jass and Rav still going on there. Actually, never mind, they're separated much further than I had initially thought. So we will go back to that Little Skittle Lucas Gulicek battle. And then John Ford not too far up the road. We'll see if Lucas Gulicek can make any moves. Here he comes down the inside of Little Skittle and he collides with him. Lucas Gulicek goes for a spin in the final corner there. He tried to make a move up the inside of Little Skittle. Keith Holt comes around the outside of him there, gets past him with ease. Keith Holt up into 9th position, Andrew Glegg up into 10th. Roger Sale a lap down there in 15th position, not gelling with these open wheelers at all. He really struggles with these cars, I think. But, well, devastating for Lucas Gulicek there. A fast driver just getting caught out in an overtake that, in truth, was quite ambitious, wasn't it?
Definitely is. But ambitious move. Andrew getting closer and closer to Keith. Seemed like that little drift didn't make much sense for Keith. Losing a lot of time.
He is. Andrew Glegg, we're on board with him now, just looking to tail Keith Holt, learn where he's making time from. Indeed, look at the time that he made up in that corner alone, but Keith with a slightly better exit there, whacking the DRS wide open in that short straight there. All the drivers utilising the DRS free on the track, but here comes Andrew Glegg now. Fantastic exit off that corner. Moves to the outside. Keith Holt holds the inside line. They're going to break deep, but Keith Holt breaks a little bit earlier. Andrew Glegg is going to try and hold that outside line. Lucas Gulicek now tries to come around the outside of Keith Holt as well. Tries to capitalise on the situation, but doesn't manage to pull it off for now. Keith Holt holds onto that 10th place position. Breaks a little bit earlier than Lucas Gulicek, and Lucas Gulicek with a fantastic dive down the inside of Keith Holt there. Takes that 10th position away from him. That was an ambitious move once again, but his nerves are unperturbed by the fact that he went round in that battle earlier. He doesn't care that he span once before. He's willing to do it again to take a position, isn't he?
He knows that he can pull it back up again.
He certainly
That's the
can.
confidence the driver has to have. Well, balls of steel.
That's exactly correct. That's what we could call it. Balls of steel. Cojones, some might call them. But they are flying now. Lucas Gulicek tailing Andrew Glegg, looking to get the slipstream wherever possible. You can see them waving down the start-finish straight. German Eunice rejoins after repairing some of his damage that he attained earlier on with a battle with John Ford. Round the long right-hander of the complex, into the switching back left corner. Andrew Glegg looking to be losing a little bit of time, but a bit of sloppiness there from Lucas Gulacek drops him back a few tenths from Andrew Glegg. He gets to breathe for just a minute. Where is Nathan Alder? He is on the back straight right now. He's going to come around and start the final lap of this race very shortly. The timer has ticked down to 0. One more lap, of course, when the timer ticks down to 0. So Nathan Alder comes around to start the final lap of this race. We'll come back to him in about a lap's time to celebrate his win, which surely seems on the cards now. It seems a bit too... it seems set in stone by now, doesn't it? So we'll keep an eye on this Lucas Gulacek Andrew Glegg battle, as it's the next closest thing on track. Is Lucas going to be able to take this position away from Andrew before the end of this race here?
He might. There's 2 more laps left for them. We will see what he can cook up. He definitely has space in some corners. I said that's him making a giant mistake. That's he might be taking a position. John Ford overtaking Alexander Gray, going down the straight jar, both side by side. DRS wide open.
Oh, this is some sort of battle, isn't it?
Hairpin. This is a very good battle. John Ford taking the outside, Alexander Gray taking the inside, more safe line. John Ford trying to take the switcheroo, doesn't work. Again, the DRS. Defensive waving by Alexander Gray, that's the first one. Him not defending anymore, he cannot. Almost return into the racing line, going side by side into the first corner to 2 styling turns. Can maybe John Ford dive it down inside of these turns? No, he cannot find any space to overtake Alexander Gray. The meatball keeps on rolling in a 5th place.
The Swedish chef, the Swedish meatball, defending that 5th position like his life depends on it. Nathan Alder is coming onto the back straight to finish this lap, but we'll keep an eye on this one because I didn't even clock this battle. It appeared kind of out of nowhere. Alexander Gray and John Ford taking it to the line for this 5th position. Round the long cambered in left-hander here. Up the hill once again and then braking deep, losing all the exit curve there. John Ford just trying to eke out a 10th or 2 here. Juice Veyes has passed Andrew Glegg for 8th position. Andrew Glegg... Oh, it could be the timing graphic actually messing me up there. Oh, but he said, Andrew Glegg sends round Rav. Here comes Nathan Alder down the start, finish straight. He takes the win in the first race comprehensively. 17 seconds clear of second place Grobbeldongs. Here he comes onto the start, finish straight, and then we have to look a bit further back. Victor Lundgren in 3rd position, Nicholas Barriant in 4th, and then this battle between Alexander Gray and John Ford seems to have spread out a little bit there. I think John Ford a little bit nervous after the amount of times he got taken out earlier in this race. He's going to be hoping for a better second race, as he was an unfortunate victim throughout most of that race. But as we were looking elsewhere, of course, Nathan Alder won that race. Fantastic win for the British driver. As I said, absolutely comprehensive. Took the position from Ryan Skywalker early on in that first race. And, well, just drove like a champion. Grobbeldongs in 2nd position. Victor Lundgren in 3rd. Nicholas Barriant in 4th. He returns and takes home a decent points finish here. Alexander Gray, the Swedish meatball, defends to the line. Takes 5th position. Keeps John Ford at bay in 6th. Juice Veyes, 7th position for the Dutch driver here. The mum look has been brought as he moved his way up, I think, from his qualifying position there, so a decent race for him. Andrew Glegg in 8th position, Little William, Skittle William, first name, last name, finishes in 9th position, and then Lucas Gulacek. Unfortunate to have a few incidents in that race. Have to say he's been driving... trademark aggressive Gulacek, but finishes in 10th position there, ahead of Keith Holt, who takes him 11th position. Hugh Jass in 12th. Here he comes around the final corner. And the last driver's come across the line, as Ryan Skywalker has already finished in 13th position. Roger Sale finished in 14th. Rav finished in 15th. And then German Eunice crosses the line side by side with Hugh Jass like he's Michael Schumacher. And Rubens Barrichello there. Lovely finish for those drivers there. Grobbeldongs and Nathan Alder doing their parade lap, coming around for an extra lap for no reason. That's the first race over. Into the next session for the drivers. Let's see if we can get them all on the grid.
Oh boy.
Are they in the pits for you?
Yes.
Okay, we can just restart the session. That's okay. All the drivers on the grid now.
Should be.
And look to be in the right order. German Eunice starting from pole position. This is going to be an interesting one with German Eunice in pole. Of course, it's a reverse grid. He finished the last race last, which means he starts in pole. But we've seen German Eunice struggle racing other drivers in that one. So hopefully it can stay clean at the front and we don't have too much chaos. Hopefully we do, because it's quite funny for us to watch.
This is a stack. Top 4. If Ryan decides to join back, it will be stacked. There we go.
There we go, indeed. Yeah. Ryan Skywalker starting on the second row of the grid. The driver from South Africa. He's had a nightmare first race there, and he was going to have all the work to do to claim a win this time. However, it's made slightly easier for him by the fact that he's starting in 4th position. He only has to make his way past 3 drivers ahead of him. But as we said, that's German Eunice, and I've not seen much of Rav driving, so I'm not sure what to make of it so far, but he has to make his way past some slower drivers, which can always be unpredictable. There are some monsters lurking.
Roger, Sale, and Ryan Skywalker, those 2 bloodthirsty monsters being burned at 4. Coming down, the widest track we ever raced on Track Titan.
It should be very interesting to see how it unfolds. Isaac Johansson is back in the race after retiring to the pits in the first race. Unfortunately, because of that, he is going to start this race from the back. He's got a lot of work ahead of him, as does Nathan Alder, race 1 winner. He's going to be starting from second last. 30 seconds left until the lights. Spitzlam, I think I know what you're going to go for here, but who's going to be in the lead by the exit of the first corner? Roger Sale.
You thought I was going to say Ryan?
I did.
You mad? Ryan is on the outside. He can have pretty good dive, but Roger has such a better line coming into the first third.
Well, we'll see how this unfolds. Ryan Skywalker, as you say, on the outside line from the second row of the grid. Can he make his way through into the lead of the race by the first corner? We shall see. 6 red lights go on. The engine notes rise. 6 red lights go out now, and away we go. And Rav gets a fantastic start there. Or does German Eunice get an awful start? Looks like it's the latter. German Eunice off the line very slowly. Ryan Skywalker into the lead of this race already. Look how far clear he is by the first corner. Roger Sale in second position. My screen has gone black. Hopefully it's not for the drivers. Hopefully it's not for the ladies and gentlemen at home as we rejoin now. Lucas Gulicek into second position. Roger Sale in third position. Hugh Jass and Andrew Glegg filtered through in 4th and 5th. German Eunice has dropped down the order because he's taken to the grass alongside Keith Holt there. Chaos for German Eunice, and poor Keith Holt getting wrapped up in an incident there in the first corner. But the lead out of the first corner, I mean, I backed him. It's Ryan Skywalker. Lucas Gulicek as well. Shout out to him as he started mid-pack there, managed to get his way through into second position with that trademark aggressive driving style going to good use there on the first lap. Then it's Roger Sale from third position, still in third position. Hugh Jass and Andrew Glegg and John Ford now battling it out for fourth position. Little Skill going wide, taking a big drift, rejoining the circuit. Nathan Alder going very wide out the exit of the corner there, trying to avoid Little Skill. Rejoins in 10th position. Isaac Johansson again locked up in a incident. He's going to rejoin middle of the track. Can the drivers avoid him? Oh, thankfully they can. I think he had a moment there. Disconnects. Upset there. Isaac Johansson there, caught in an incident for the second time in 2 races. Victor Lundgren, I believe that was, going very wide in the exit of the corner. He goes into the gravel trap and rejoins in 10th position. Juice Veyers and Nathan Alder are going side by side. Nathan Alder, race 1 winner, battling with Juice Veyers, who finished in 7th position. Then there's a 4-car battle ahead of them. That's Hugh Jass, Roger Sale, Andrew Glegg and John Ford. John Ford just watching it all unfold and him trying to capitalise on some of the chaos as Andrew Glegg and Hugh Jass go side by side. Andrew Glegg on the inside line, he messes up his braking. Fortunately, no one's there for him to be collected by. And then Juice Veyers, is that going round? It is! Juice and Nathan have gone around in the final corner, excuse me there. They rejoined, fortunately, in 10th and 12th position. Little Skittle now getting involved in a battle with race 1 winner Nathan Alder. Going down into the first corner, can Nathan Alder hold onto this position? He's got the inside line, he's going to break deep, he's going to cover that inside line so Little Skittle can't cut back on him, and he does it very well. Who's that very wide there? That's Roger Sale rejoining the circuit alongside Nathan Alder in 10th position. And this second race is much more chaotic than that first race, isn't it? Up at the front of the pack, Ryan Skywalker still leading the way. Gulicek in clean air, and then it's John Ford, Hugh Jass side by side. Hugh Jass actually dropping down a couple positions there. In fact, he's dropping like a ton of bricks in the 2 corners. He's lost about 3 positions. Here comes Nicholas Barriott to get a a piece of the pie and take a position away from Hugh Jass. Look at him gaining speed on him, diving down the inside, breaking deep. Hugh Jass going to have to cede the position. Oh, he's not actually. He's much further ahead than I thought. Holds on to that 7th place position for a little while longer. Meanwhile, John Ford, who was an unfortunate victim of many incidents in that first race, finally has got a little bit of clear air ahead of him. He is in 3rd position. Andrew Glegg charging at him from behind as they kill a cameraman, apparently. The two Brits duking out for them. Who's that in the background that's gone backwards?
It's Nathan.
Nathan Older! Nathan Older, race 1 winner, goes backwards. He's struggling to even rejoin the circuit right now. Little Skittle moves past him. He's going to rejoin in 13th position. And there is a curse. There is a curse on your lap 2. On your lap 2. He wasn't even the leader, to be fair, was he? I think it's just a curse on winners. Ryan Skywalker, championship winner from last season, goes around, drops down. Nathan Older, race 1 winner, drops down, goes out. He's now in 13th position. He's got a lot of work ahead of him if he wants to regain any decent points from him. And I have to say, this is playing into Ryan Skywalker's hands very well, because he needed Nathan to be doing badly in this race if he was going to keep his championship fight alive.
Victor trying to go side by side. Oh, there's a 3-car battle. Goddamn. John for Victor Logan, Andrew Glegg, battle for the 3rd place. We didn't even notice that. Oh, that's bump draft, and you should not do that in the Formula car, Victor. Andrew Glegg trying to look on any mistakes Victor do. Victor locks up going into the stern. I don't know the names. Andrew keeping on his line, going into the right, left-handers, trying to get behind Victor Logan, trying to learn his lines, trying to overtake him. John using the DRS to his advantage as much as he can.
Oh, John Ford goes round! Oh my goodness me, John Ford gets his big slap of oversteer on the exit of the corner. He's spinning on his rejoin. He's struggling to get the car under control. He's gone around and he's dropped back from 3rd position to 10th. And it's like you say, I think he just left the DRS open for a little bit too long. It's a double-edged sword here for the drivers. The DRS can be opened at any point in the circuit. But goodness me, he's really got no grip in these tyres now. Them tyres are cold, they're full of dirt. He's rejoining again at the bottom of the hill, trying that one again. Literally just rewinding it like it's a game of Forza or something. Rejoining in 15th position though. And like you say, that DRS was just open a little bit too long, a little bit too much back end. And the car steps out and he's round, down in 14th position now. Awful stuff for John Ford there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised why Ryan wanted DRS on. I'm quite happy for this. This kind of racing, we haven't had this in a while.
Yeah, nice bit of chaos going on.
Really cool.
Speaking of Ryan Skywalker, he's still at the head of the pack, but Lucas Gulacek is not. He's not putting up a challenge for him, but he's waiting in the wings. And if Ryan Skywalker has a little bit of a moment here, Lucas Gulacek could potentially inherit a position from Ryan Skywalker. He's not. As I say, he's not putting up a challenge quite yet, but he's lurking. He's lurking. And then behind them, we've got a big trail of cars. Jim and Eunice rejoining the track. He's had a little bit of a half spin there. Gulacek past Jim and Eunice. And then you've got Victor Lundgren, who is a little bit ahead of Andrew Glegg, who leads this locomotive of Formula 2 cars. You've got Andrew Glegg, Nicholas Barrion, Hugh Jass, Roger Sale. Count them into shot. You can see them all filtering through. Roger Sale, Alexander Gray, backing up the pack, and then Nathan Older on the prowl, race 1 winner, looking to carve his way through the field. Ryan Skywalker, has to be said, didn't carve his way through the field like normal. Smells like we picked that up in the chat. Great to see drivers in the chat, by the way. Hello, guys. Love you long time. He picked that up in the first race. Ryan wasn't carving his way through the field like normal indeed. So we shall see if it's something down to the car or if it was just a Ryan problem. Right now, Nathan Older not gaining a significant amount of time on the drivers ahead of him now.
Yeah, not really. With Ryan, it really seems like a skill issue more than car. Car is fine. We all know that. It's
You
more
love
like
that term.
he just too much time at the front. He doesn't know how to overtake people. So, yeah.
Well, he's leading this race with conviction at the minute, still multiple seconds clear of Lucas Gulacek. Then you've got this battle here for 7th position. Hugh Jass leading Roger Sale, leading Alexander Gray. 3 very decent drivers, stalwarts of the Track Titan Community Race League. Great to see them all going at it here in these GP2 cars. The V8 engines are roaring. Alexander Gray is looking for a move around the outside of Roger Sale there, but doesn't think much more of it as Roger Sale defends the line. Up the hill once again they go. Just a move being made on German Eunice in the foreground there. Don't think much of it as he goes very wide and exits the corner. And now they're side by side almost. Roger Sale and Alexander Gray are very close. Alexander Gray tucking up underneath Roger Sale there. Oh, and Roger Sale goes for a spin. Oh, he goes off. Alexander Gray avoids him by mere millimetres there. Here comes Nathan Alder. He's carving time out of the drivers ahead of him as they were battling. They've been dropping time to him, and he is on the charge now. 9th position, potentially taking 8th and 7th. Alexander Gray potentially taking 7th away from Hugh Jass. They're going to break deep. He's going to hold that outside line as they come up the hill. And that's a lovely, lovely move from Alexander Gray there on Hugh Jass. Made that one look easy, and it's really not to do it in that corner. Now, Hugh Jass and Nathan Alder are going to go side by side. Two Englishmen battling it out. 3-5-4 thumb. Nathan Alder smells the blood of an Englishman. He's going to make the move in the next few corners, surely. He's caught up so much time to Hugh Jass here. Hugh Jass was the bottleneck, I think, for Alexander Gray and Roger Sale. But now Roger Sale's out the way. Alexander Gray made the move on him. And now here comes Nathan Alder. Down the start-finish straight they go. Nathan Alder pulls out to the inside. He's going to be side by side with Hugh Jass. I don't think Hugh Jass is going to put up too much of a fight to him now. He's going to hug that inside line, Nathan Alder. Get the car around. Hugh Jass is going to try and get something of a switchback going on. But I don't think he's going to have the speed going down the straight here, Hugh Jass, to keep up potentially with Nathan Alder. As I say that, he moves out. He moves out to the outside, gets side by side with Nathan Alder. Had a lot more speed going down the start-finish straight. That streamline is strong in these cars, isn't it? Nathan Alder holds on to the position, manages to break a little bit deeper into the first corner, and Hugh Jass actually goes a little bit deep into turn 2 there, loses some time now, is down about a second to Nathan Alder as he looks to carve out a little bit more time to Alexander Gray. But it has to be said, all that battle in there didn't do Nathan any favours because it allowed Alexander Gray to kind of run away with it.
Definitely did. Alex now want to chase off Nicholas right now.
Yeah, Alexander Gray is flying.
Devouring the Frenchman. Would sound better if Alex was British, but yeah, shit happens. Alexander Gray smelled blood in the water. That's what he wants. Trying again to overtake around the outside of the arch. Oh, and that's the death of him.
Goodness me, it's happened again. It happened the same for John Ford, I think it was, not long ago. He's round on that tricky uphill corner that I won't even try and pronounce because I'll just get it wrong. But Alexander Gray is round now in 8th position and getting charged down. And this battle between Alexander Gray and Roger Sale has reignited again because they both had an incident and both been spat out next to each other once again. However, in amongst all that, Nathan Alder inherits a position. He's in 6th position and now chasing down Nicholas Barrion ahead of him. That's not going to be an easy overtake if it does come to that soon. But he's looking to gain any time he possibly can on him. With a fantastic wing cam here, down the start-finish straight they go. 1.5 seconds separates these two drivers. Let's see if Nathan can close this gap up by the end of the start-finish straight. Both drivers with a DRS flap wide open, the rear wing allowing all the air through, and they're going to break deep. And in that straight alone, Nathan Alder has closed up about 0.2 of a second on Nathan Barrion there, so he keeps it up. He'll surely be past him before the end of the race. We'll keep one eye on this as we look elsewhere on the circuit. What else is going on for the drivers? Roger Sale and Alexander Gray still locked at the horns. Two Scandinavians in a battle coming out of the first corner complex. Alexander Gray still holding on to the 8th position now. Both drivers prone to accidents by the looks of it.
Seems like that for sure. Nathan smelled blood in the water on the Nicholas this time again. We'll see if it's the curse of Nicholas that there's just an invincible shield around him. No one can overtake him. We'll come now coming into the same corner named Maria Dioman.
I'm not going to bother.
Nathan chooses the safe side and goes to hunt more in a more safe place now coming into the straight right. I think that will be his point to overtake the two straights with the hairpin, connecting them together.
Yep, that's going to be the place to overtake by the looks of it. He's closed up the gap now. It's at 0.3 of a second. 0.3 of a second separating Nathan Alder from Nicholas Barrion. You could throw a sheet over them and look at the top of your shot. You can see Andrew Glegg is not far away as well. Nathan Alder on his charge back to the leader, back to the head of pack after his incidents and after starting last is going very, very well, going very favourably. Nicholas Barrion, as much as he's keeping Nathan Alder at bay, is gaining time on Andrew Glegg ahead of him. And this battle will surely become interesting very soon. We could have a 3-car battle on our hands However, if Nathan Alder manages to pull this one off, look at the time that he's gaming on Nicholas Barriant. He's got about 10 mile an hour on him there. Down the start, finish straight they go. Breaking deep, Nathan Alder going to try and hold it around the outside. If he holds it on, he's going to have the inside line for the next corner. He's going to break deep, get all over the inside curb there, but Nicholas Barriant switches it back, keeps hold of that position for a little while longer. And they're going to go side by side now, round the long right-hander, up the hill once again towards the short braking zone, uphill braking zone here. Side by side, Nicholas Barriant on the inside line, Nathan Alder on the outside line. Nathan Alder switches back on Nicholas Barriant there, does that perfectly, breaks a little bit earlier, switches back, gets up and under Nicholas Barriant, and then through into 5th position and starts his charge for 3rd position. But all that battling has allowed Andrew Glegg to get a little bit up the road, potentially to safety. It has to be said, 2.5 seconds to close within 1 minute 30 on the cards, potentially, Spitzland?
Yes. I might happen. There's a possibility if Nathan actually does his magic stuff, then maybe he can actually catch Victor. But it seems almost impossible. He first has to overtake Andrew, and that's a big road stop in his voice. So yeah, we'll see. And by the way, multi 21. Multi 21 at Nathan.
Yeah, it is. This is the circuit for it, isn't it? Anyway, we'll see if Andrew Glegg pays homage to the Queen and lets him buy us.
Not bad for a number 2 driver.
Not bad for a number 2 driver. Nathan Alder has dropped the gap between himself and Andrew Glegg from 2 seconds to 1 in just a few corners. The overtake potentially on the cards this lap. There's 30 seconds left until we enter the last lap of the race. Where is Ryan Skywalker? Here he is, lapping German Eunice once again. About midway through the lap, so this is the penultimate lap. He will come around and start the last lap next time around. We'll try and get his surefire race win on camera, which will happen very soon. He's cleared Lucas Gulicek now, the gap 13 seconds. I thought Lucas might have put up more of a challenge, but no. Ryan Skywalker with class and precision and a drive of a champion here at the minute in 1st position, 13 seconds clear of the next closest driver. You got Lucas Gulicek in 2nd, Victor Lundgren in 3rd, all in battles of their own. And then there's this battle here, Andrew Glegg and Nathan Alder, still going at it, these 2 drivers, still locked in battle. Nathan Alder has brought the gap down underneath a 2nd. He seems to be gaining like a lot in certain parts of the circuit and then not a lot elsewhere. But this certainly seems to be a strong part of the circuit for him. Down the hill once again towards the long braking zone here, round the wide right-hander, excuse me, now onto the back straight. DRS flaps wide open for both drivers. They're going to power down the start-finish straight. Let's jump on board with Nathan Alder here as he looks to take the position away from Andrew Glegg. They're going to break deep. He's going to be gaining a little bit into the corner. Andrew Glegg a little bit twitchy coming around the hairpin there. Got on the curbs, lost a bit of grip, and now this is really it. He's going to chomp him up surely soon. Nathan Alder tailing him, getting in the slipstream, moves to the inside, gets side by side with Andrew Glegg. Andrew Glegg squeezes him for all that he's worth, but can't defend the position for any longer. Nathan Alder into 4th position, Andrew Glegg in 5th. Can Andrew mount a challenge to take the position back from him in the final lap? He's going to try and tail him and learn his lines and take the position, but it looks like Nathan might be away and clear. Look at the gap that he's opened up in just a few corners.
Seems like that for sure. We have definitely Nathan gonna make it into the top 3. We have that for sure.
Yeah,
could,
4 seconds could be a bit far for even Nathan, I think.
For the compass, I want to say compass. That sounds weird. For the very nicely shaped corners that are just very flown, made by, I forgot his name. I know it's still cheap. Yeah,
oh, Alexander Gray's gone for a spin in the final corner. That's a loud little skittle pass. It's not the last lap yet. Alexander Gray could mount a challenge before the end of the race, but that's a shame for the Swedish meatball there. Sorry, Spit Slam.
It's fine. Ryan, on this beautiful and one of the first Herman Tilke tracks, the widest track in track Titan history, almost tried a little burnout. We'll do donuts on the start. We have our 2nd winner and our first reverse race winner. That's Toxic Ryan. That's toxic. Looking at Gully check, going backwards.
Yeah, a lovely
Crap.
race win for Ryan Skywalker there. Dominant at the front of the pack. He took that lead into the first corner, led every single lap, finished in first position. It was a lights to well, it wasn't so much a lights to flag victory, I suppose, because he didn't start on pole, but it was as good as for Ryan Skywalker there in the reverse grid race. Lucas Gulicek finishes in second position. Victor Lundgren finishes in third position. Then Nathan Older fought all the way from second last to fourth position. Fantastic display from Nathan, and well, Ryan really does have a challenger for the championship here in the form of Nathan. Hopefully, both drivers stick around and give us a decent challenge.
Two teammates, Alexander Gray and Lithium Skip Liam, are battling for 12th place. Little Skill going better off now. Alexander Gray still on his back, smelling his exhaust fumes, smelling the great V8. And that's going really wide by Little Skill. That's not really good. Oh,
Oh, fellas.
you cannot tell me otherwise. That was on purpose. I want them to finish like the Ferraris. I know they can do it if Little Skill is not.
We'll see the battle. Little Skill takes the Joker lap there, cedes a position. He finished in 13th position behind Alexander Gray, and the rest of the grid quickly run through them. Nicholas Barrett in 6th, Hugh Jass in 7th, Roger Sale in 8th, Grobble Dongs in 9th, Hugh Sveyers in 10th, Keith Holt in 11th. 2 11th place finishes for Keith there to see him take home some points, gets him on the board. And no complaints there. Alexander Gray then takes 12th position behind ahead of Little Skill. Excuse me. Rav finished in 14th position in his first ever Track Time Community race, and then it's German Eunice in 15th. That's our races done for the day. One race won by Nathan Older. Excuse me. One race won by Ryan Skywalker. Let's see if we can chat to both the drivers and get them in for an interview. Right. Oopsie. There we go. The Discord noise. Discord noises are strong today. Let's drag Ryan Skywalker in. Ryan Skywalker, race 2 winner. Well, that race 2 went according to plan, didn't it, mate? Oh, Ryan?
Again, hi. How's it?
Hello. Yeah, hello, mate. Yeah, welcome. Race 2 winner. I was saying that race 2 went according to plan, didn't it?
Yeah, was alright.
You kind of had your own race, got in the lead by the first corner, no complaints there. The first race, though, you were battling with Nathan, and we didn't catch it on cameras. What happened?
He reminded me about Eric Simandera, elbows out. He was way too aggressive.
Oh, throwback to season 1.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed this race.
We'll chat to him after. But you didn't manage to recover too well. I think tell you what I was saying. The problem on the stream was you had a bit of a spin, then recovered to the pits. But I think it put you down a lap, didn't it?
Yeah, when he hit me, I hit the wall. My whole car was bent. There was no point in continuing, so I just went back to the pits to get the car fixed. And then I knew I was going to be last anyway, so I just continued on.
Fair enough. Took him a couple more points by the end of it, but shame for the first race. But a race 2 win gets some very, very good points on the board and keeps you up towards the top, doesn't it?
Yep.
Well, well done, mate. Cracking job. Hopefully, we'll catch you again next round. Not sure where I was going with that sentence, but thanks, Ryan. Yeah.
Have a nice evening.
You too, mate. Well, there we go. Ryan Skywalker. Gonzo, let's steal Nathan. We're going to steal Nathan into the stream. Hello, Nathan. Cracking job today. Race 1 win and race 2 4th position. Not a bad day at the races for you.
No, it was a bit of a recovery there in the second race. I had a bit of a moment. I can't remember who it was with, to be honest. I didn't have time to see the name, but yeah, a couple of moments. One, I dropped it on my own, so it was my fault. But yeah, well recovered to P4 in the end. But yeah, the first race was a good result. So yeah, I'll take that. A 1 and a 4 can't be bad.
Yeah, absolutely can't complain. That first race went. Well, it went according to plan. We just spoke to Ryan before. He was a bit downtrodden. I asked him about the incident. We didn't catch it on the cameras. He says your elbows were out.
Yeah, it was the run down to the final corner. I had a good run on him, good toe, and he moved left to block left, but he didn't go all the way left. He left the gap. So when there's a gap on the inside, I'm going. So I put my nose in there, and we touched. I don't know if it was both of us sort of moving towards each other at the same time, but my initial thought, I need to look at it again, but my initial thoughts were he moved a little bit under braking, but I could be wrong, but that was my initial thought. And we
Well-
touched, and he got way more unlucky than I did.
Well, that's just the way it goes in racing, isn't it? We're racing on the bloody edge here, and
Well, yeah,
especially in
that's
these
it, yeah.
cars.
Yeah, very much, yeah, they're fast, so not a lot of time to think.
Yeah, but other than that, that circuit went. That race went exactly according to plan. And in the second race, like you say, that was a big recovery drive. You carved through them with. Well, I don't say with ease, but you dealt with a lot of the drivers very well there, didn't you?
Yeah, you just got to be patient, really, and yeah, set them up a few corners earlier, so make them defend into one turn, knowing you're going to get a better exit and run into the next. And yeah, you just got to be patient and pick your way through them, really. So yeah, it went well.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, very, very well done, mate. A win and a fourth position, that's surely going to see you right at the top of the leaderboard following this race. We'll see as they update very soon, Keith. I'm sure I'll drop an update in the chat. But, well, for this, I don't want to go too much into it because I'm sure we're going to talk to you much more as the season goes on. But thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much, guys.
See you, Nathan.
See you later. Bye.
There we go, Nathan Alder. Race 1 winner, race 2, fourth position. That was a decent pair of races, wasn't it, Spitzlan?
It was a really some good races, some good flashbacks that we had. Looking into the past, not only track Titan but F1 as well.
Exactly. Lots of fun F1 references we could make throughout that race, and some decent racing, and hopefully that's exactly what we get next week. Next week we are at Okayama in Japan in the Estonia 25s. They're a Soviet. They're an ex-Soviet Formula car. Is that right with them?
Yes.
Yeah, 1990 kind of. Well, I think they're Estonian because they're called Estonia, right?
I'm not sure. Let me read the description.
There's a little description, and from what I've read, it's made by TAK Tallinn, made in Tallinn in Estonia.
Lada.
They have Lada engines or VW engines. I think 1.6 litres. Should be exciting racing, a bit like Formula Ford. That's kind of the vibes that I'm getting with them. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. That should be exciting. As I say, that's next week. This time next week, Tuesday at 7 o'clock GMT. So make sure you join us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop this video a like as well. That's it from me. Any last thoughts, Spitzlam?
Not bad for a number 2 driver. Right?
Exactly. Not bad for a number 2 driver. Thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to commentate on, and 2 good races. I hope you've all enjoyed, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ra.
Yeah, in Japan.